are returning, if this is your first time, welcome, welcome. I am Mother Spider. I am also a Virgo, and right before I started this, Spirit told me I was going to really like this reading, so I'm just going to send that out. And what we're doing is we're checking out the energies post-eclipse season. So before I get started, my mom bought me this really nice card bag, and I'm really stoked for it. I'm just showing it off. And she got me this Steampunk Tarot, which we are using today. And that's this deck here. So we've got new things to play with. And yeah, just, man, I've been working and feeling good. I don't know about all my other Virgos out there, but we have just been taking it one day at a time. Just kicking ass and taking names. So I'll take that, Spirit. And let's start in with these goddess cards and see what's coming through for Virgo post-eclipse. So post-eclipse energy can last up to 6 months. So this reading could read out for 6-month timeline. It could read for something a little faster than that. Just take it how it resonates for you. And let's see what goddesses are coming through in this post-eclipse season for Virgo. Like 20 cards. It wants me to take a deep breath. Really center myself. Whew, 5 goddesses. Okay, all right. Let's do it. We got Fortuna, the Lady of the Lake, Artemis, Aphrodite, and Venus. So we've got, okay, hold up. we got Aphrodite and Venus. So essentially the same goddess coming from 2 different cultures, just by different names. Ooh, and it just, for some reason, gave me the line from Romeo and Juliet, a rose by any name is just as sweet. That's what she says to Romeo, or that's what her monologue is about Romeo. Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? Which actually means, why are you Romeo? Because she's not technically supposed to like him because he's the family that her family has odds at, right? So that's why she's saying, like, why do you have to be Romeo? Like, of all the people in the world that I had to love, why did it have to be Romeo? And that's when she says, a rose by any other name is just as sweet. So, you know, if he had any other name, he's just as sweet. It's literally just the name. Ooh, Spirit, like I'm getting it. It's like just the name. The name itself is what is, and it's not even his first name, it's his last name. It's the house that he comes from. It's the family he comes from. It's the, there's something here about names, the power of names, mixing of names. And at the same time, understanding that it's like there's power in a name, but it's just a name type deal. Like there's, So interesting. And then I love how these goddesses here are facing in here, and then we got this Lady of the Lake in the middle. I just went to the lake, and I actually, okay, a personal anecdote real quick. I went to the lake, and I was swimming offshore at one point, and I dug up all these rocks out of the sand, and they very much looked like a mixture of like clear quartz and rose quartz, possibly, like very raw, you know, not like super crystals, but like clearly a quartz based crystal, because it was clear and white with like a little bit of hints of pink, but it had been in the lake for a long time. And as an earth energy, part of me was like, yeah, these have like the spirit of the lake in them. I'm gonna take them home. And I did, and I put them in my garden. I put them in my tray that I keep my Rose of Jericho in. My Rose of Jericho is a plant that never dies. It just, when you add water to it, it opens back up, and when there's no more water, it closes up. So it's very much about that kind of like Christ energy, like regeneration, rebirth. Like it just, it doesn't die. It just keeps doing this. And I put those rocks in that tray so that when it's filled up with water, kind of that spirit of the lake, Lady of the Lake, King Arthur energy, it's like that resurrection, like, ooh, just like beautiful night energy. And that's exactly what the Lady of the Lake's all about. Like, this is Excalibur. She gives Excalibur to King Arthur, which essentially makes him the king, makes him the king energy. And so there's a lot here about masculine energies and being called by a different name, and that being part of the problem, no, not problem, part of the issue is what it just said, issue. For the first time ever, I just noticed these, are they stars or are they just something on my card? Because one of them just moved. Something just moved. Okay, one of those, wow, Virgo. Yeah, spirit wasn't lying. I'm gonna like this reading. I just moved that and there was a white fleck there. Some of these are stars that are here. One of these was not a star and I moved it, and then it just said the line from the movie Labyrinth. I moved the stars for no one. And at the same time, it's like you have the ability to move the stars in the sky to align them to your intention of, and this is the Aphrodite card. It's like love, like pure love kind of deal. Wow, there's crazy symbolism coming through here. It's beautiful, but wow, like having the power to move the stars, having the power to bestow kingship, being able to see through the labels and names given to something, to see the real beauty lying underneath it. Also understanding the fluidity of energy and knowing that we call these energies by different names, and yet it's all the same. It all comes from source, the one source. So there's a lot there. This is Fortuna, which is the Roman goddess of, like, basically luck and fortune. She who turns the year about. She's all about abundance. She controls the destiny of all human beings. She came to symbolize the capriciousness of life and luck, the vagaries of fate as the wheel of life turns around. Her festival was celebrated in October. Okay, so there's something about October there too. That's what I mean. It's like this could be very much like a 6-month type of cycle. Fortuna gives us a way to approach the ups and downs of life, a perspective that can offer us some equanimity as we proceed on our journey. So there's definitely some flowing energy here. And then we have Artemis, which I love Artemis. Artemis, the archaic mistress of animals, probably dates back to Paleolithic times. Her realm is the wilderness, and her concern extends to all wild, untamed things. She presides over the hunt and is the goddess of hunters. Fiercely individualistic and independent, she remains apart from relationship to men. Interesting. So where we have these all kind of focusing on that energy, this one's a little separate. Despite her fierceness, she is addressed as a healing and soothing goddess. Protector of birth, she alleviates the suffering of women in childbirth. She's also responsible for the initiation of young girls. Artemis is a wonderful symbol of female independence. She reminds us of the value of solitude and the importance of the wild, unprotected places. She shows us those frightening places that bring healing even through fear. And I get this sense of like, it's okay, nice. It's like a foundation of independence, a foundation of that really deep goddess energy, and raising that up into this energy of love that regardless by which name it goes by, it's still love energy, right? I can dig that. That's beautiful. Let's build off of it then. That's a really nice lesson coming through for eclipse season or post-eclipse season. All right, Spirit, let's open it up. Ooh. Virgo, we got so many cards. Hang on, let me just lay these ladies out. I'll slide Aphrodite up under these shells over here, which is where I feel like she belongs, right? Let's put that there. Ooh, there is a vibe in my left foot. It's like I just felt the vibrations like coming up through my feet. Man, it's wanting me to be like so orderly with this. Hang on. Ooh, that's a Virgo tendency, right? We're a bit of a perfectionist, you know what I'm saying? Okay. Oh, nice. 6 of Swords. Okay, so yeah, there is for sure some transitions of the mind, movement within the mind, thoughts steering you in certain directions, moving from one location to another type deal. Like there's some movement involved, definitely. Whew, and then we got this 8 of Wands here. Look at all this energy flying. Flying energy, communications going off, thoughts and intentions, like spirit, like I just elbowed my Steampunk deck, which hit my keyboard, which made my computer turn on, and I'm looking at the screen and it's like trees in the water. Very much it's got lines like this going on. There's lines on my screen, so it's like, man, there's like a lot of communication coming through. And interestingly enough, there's my login, and then there's another login over here that says guest user, and it's got like a blank face because I don't have a guest user on my computer. So it's very much implying that this is spiritual communication, this kind of invisible communication, like there's somebody else, some other energy, spirit itself, like working with you, right? That's my computer's a workstation, so there's my login and then there's like spirit's login. It's like there's like a lot of communication coming through, a lot of movement. And look at that. I want you to see that these are straight up firing down this devil card, okay? There is some devil energy that you are working through post-eclipse season. And when I was reading the description of this particular devil card in this new tarot deck, it was talking about how this represents something that you built that essentially takes over, like every robot movie you've ever watched, right? You make the AI and then the robot takes over. Something that you intended for good now takes over, and now it becomes like this devil energy. It's like you have to keep and it's got them on strings. It's like they have to feed the machine. They've got to feed the fire. They've got to keep it going because that's what it wants now. It's got to keep going. And it seems like Spirit's like bringing you in for the airstrike and also working with you on the ground to shoot this down. So it's like both in the higher realms and in the lower realms, there are things that Spirit's guiding you to do to help shoot this energy down. And it was saying how this is something like that you feel that you now can't live without. That this is something you feel like you can't live without. And it just kind of, it became something else, right? Whatever this was, it became something else. All right, we got this Page of Cups under the 6 of Swords. Again, and this just came through for Leo. So if you're a Leo, if you're on the cusp of Leo, this could very much apply to that. So maybe check out that reading too. But this ship right here could very much be this ship. So that's what I mean. This is like the higher realms. And it's like there's part of you, or there's an energy, there's an opportunity, there's something here that's just waiting for you to like, waiting for this energy to come down, waiting for it to descend. And not in a bad way. This is all very busy trying to take care of this right now, right? This is just chilling and waiting. It's just waiting for this ship to touch down. It's chilling at the beach, but very kind of like in this somber, subtle way, like not totally having the best time, a little overdressed, kind of uptight in that sense, and yet at the same time, like it just said wallflower, like being a wallflower. Like you're at the party, you're at the beach, but you're not dressed to swim, are you? Like that's that kind of energy. It's like you're there, but you're not there. That's because you're very much up here in this space. So I would also say then that, like in your mind space, just up in your energy, you're kind of dealing with a lot. There's a lot of movement, there's a lot of stuff, and it's all because it's battling this energy right here. And your energy on these lower levels, these more 3D levels, what's happening here in reality is like just kind of like waiting for all this to come down, to calm down, to chill out, to stop, like whatever this is, it's wanting it to, no, look at that. It's not wanting it, it's just waiting. It's just waiting for all of this to do its thing. Why? Because there's this beautiful Lover's card coming through out under this Eight of Wands, and that's Spirit communicating and firing off to you to tell you it's battling something that is bringing you out of alignment, and this Lover's energy is that alignment. And so Spirit's very much communicating and working with you to get into this alignment. This always makes me think of like Jonathan Harker and Mina Harker from Dracula. It's like, that's what I mean. It's like, and this is very much that Dracula energy. It's like there's an energy that is sucking the life out of you, that is keeping both your mind and your heart from coming together in a unified decision. This is very much like a genie, even though it's an angel. Like this little smoke thing is like a genie, and it's actually coming out of like where they're holding hands. So that's what I mean. It's like there's a lot of power in this little bitty handhold right here. There's a lot of power in just this moment right here, so much that it creates this angel of like blessing, of like unity, of, that's what I mean. And you've got to learn to hold hands with yourself. Ooh, I said hold your own hand. Hold your own hand. And that's what I mean. It's like hold your own hand. Your mind and your heart need to hold hands. You need to come together. And this is both with Spirit too. I mean, that's a trinity in a sense. It's like, it just wanted me to do this. Like, there is power in the holding of hands. It brings two energies together, masculine, feminine, mind and heart, Spirit. It's beautiful. Yes, because there's a whole new cycle you're supposed to go through. And look, it just kicked that. It just kicked that devil energy like this has been reminding me of the chimney sweep from Mary Poppins, and singing that song that they sing, chim chimmery, chim chimmery, chim chim true. As lucky, or was it chim chim tree, as lucky can be. That's what I'm getting. Like there's it's like that adventure. There's just a whole new cycle to go step off into. And so that's why it's like, man, okay, so yeah. And I would say that depending on how advanced you are into your spiritual understandings, there's been a conversation that actually happened a long time ago that I think we can see in the real world now. It's like the astral wars had begun. There's a lot of energies warring and fighting in higher realms, and they are because there's a lot of this going on. And if you can't see this kind of energy happening in the world right now, then you're not paying attention, right? Spirit's working through you and with you very much, both here on the earth plane and above in the astral realms, to combat these darker energies. You are this general, this warrior. You are on this adventure. You are in the middle of this battle, is what it just said. You are in the middle of this battle. And when you're on the battlefield, you can only focus on what's ahead of you at that time. So there's also a message coming through here about taking it one card at a time. Like you can't just jump down over here That's what I mean. That's where it's like your energy here on the earth plane is like just waiting, like just hanging out and waiting for this to be done, because there's a lot going on. And honestly, Virgos, this is probably all up in your head space and in your spirit, but that's what I mean. It's like this feels like it's very much internal and on the higher realms. This feels like what's in waiting to come down to the earth plane. So there is waiting for that ship to come down, because there is some emotional fulfillment and offers. What is it? This really nice union card of the lovers, of this energy, and a brand new adventure, very much in that whimsical, like Mary Poppins like type way, with the chimney sweep and everything. Like, come with me and we'll go dance across all the roofs of the city, and I'll show you the magic of the city at night like you've never seen before. Because, and it wants me to say this because you're a pretty little Virgo who's kind of been like boxed in, sheltered up, and or super busy with these heavy energies. It's like you've been so serious and boxed in, and it's like this Fool is that chimney sweep that's like, yeah, I might be like super poor, but ooh, my throat chakra's going off. It's like I might be a poor little chimney sweep, but you know what? My life is full of all kinds of adventures, and I get to see the city in a way that nobody else gets to see it. You should really come along with me. This journey is going to be awesome. Love it. Let's clarify. Let's get a card on here. What's up with this? What's up with this devil energy? What's up with this devil energy? Cards. I see you trying to flip all over the place. Let's try to be concise. Interesting. Interesting. A Knight of Wands, another Eight of Wands, and another Fool. And they came out in the upright. Hang on. What I kind of get the sense of is like, it's like it said you already know the end game. Like you already know the end game. It's like this is just reconfirmation. Like you already know what the end game is. You know that this is new and fun and exciting, and you know you're supposed to go on this journey. You know what the end game is. It's here. You know it. But you got so caught up on this end result, this end game, that you didn't go through the full process yet. And so where you went riding in and charging into the midst of all of this, thinking you were gonna like super speed through all of this, like bypass part of the, it just said bypass the system, like that's what I mean. It's like this is that system, and it's like you thought you were gonna like bypass the system, like you weren't gonna have to go through this energy, like you could just ride past through all of this. And the Spirit was like, nope. And this night is very much about like it's very fast travel, very much about following that spiritual calling and pursuit, going out and going after what Spirit is trying to give you. But it's almost like you drove right past the main event that you gotta disassemble, right? So now it's like there's some distance. It's like now it's like you were like or it's like you were coming up from behind. It's like you were coming up from behind, and it's like you like went past it. And that's when Spirit came back around with this Eight of Wands again. It's like, nope, go that way. That's what I mean. All the Eight of Wands are going this way, like go that way. And so you had to like come back around. Now you got to face this energy, right? You got to face this energy. That Eight of Wands is coming in twice. Like you got to face that energy. And Spirit's really working with you on it. Like, have no doubt about that. Again, I've gotten this message for another reading, and part of me feels like it was Pisces. Part of me feels like it was the Taurus reading. I'm not quite sure. Maybe go check those out. But there was definitely this theme of like, Like you were too smart for your own good. You saw the end game way before you got there. So then you tried to like bypass this energy, and Spirit was like, no, like that's the lesson. You've got to go through this energy. You've got to work on this. And so that's what it's been trying to communicate with you about, because yes, there is this beautiful new beginning of some sort, this new adventure, and it's very positive. This Fool is in the upright. These are positive. These Eight of Wands can be really positive cards. This Knight of Wands can even be a super positive card. It's just the fact that just said like short circuit. It's like you tried to short circuit something, and that's never good, because one day that can break down, right? A short in the circuit is never good. That's kind of dangerous. So that's the thing. It's like Spirit had to realign you with this lesson, because if you tried to short the circuit just to get to the final point faster, you didn't install it the right way. It's kind of dangerous and precarious. You haven't learned the lessons. You didn't fully complete the mission, is what it was saying. It's like you didn't fully complete the mission. You are... It's just like you, oh man, it's like you signed up to be in this battle. You signed up to fight this energy. You signed up to go through this in the higher realms. And then here on the earth, it was like you could already see the dawn and the really nice, wonderful light. And there's a dawn in here too. That's what I mean. It's like you could already see it, but you drove right past the main event, and you're an important character. You are an important character. You are a knight. And therefore you have to turn around and face this, because it just said, we need you. we need you. And that's all Spirit, all that communication, because Spirit's like, we need you to work on this energy. We need you to be over here. So yes, this is here. Yes, this is here for you. Yes, this is here for you. Keep your eye on it, like keep your eye on the prize type deal, but know that you've got some, it just says some battles that you have to face. So that was just off the Devil card there, like woo. All right, what's up with this page? I mean, it's clearly building into this, but like, does that represent anything in particular? What does that? Yeah. Just gave us another page, which is an 1111. So that's a doorway of manifestation in both spirit and emotions. Page of Wands, Page of Cups. This is a doorway. And that's what I mean. When this stuff up here gets done, there is a doorway for you to walk through. Once this battle, once this ship lands, once this is done, once it touches down, there is a doorway. And you know it's here. You've already seen it. That's why you're in this energy of this Page of Cups, where it's like, yeah, I'm here at the beach, but I'm not dressed to swim. I'm not ready to party. I'm just kind of hanging out right now, right? That's exactly what I like. I'm just kind of hanging out right now and waiting on, this is a more masculine page. So it's kind of like, that's the thing, is like waiting for the other half of the doorway to show up so you know exactly where to walk through. Let's get one on the Lover's card. Ooh. Wow, why did that one come out? This Four of Cups. That's what I mean. This just wanted me, okay. It's also about, that's what I mean. It's part of like, Spirit's been trying to hand you this cup. And you're so focused on the other three. These three make me think of this Endgame right here. And it keeps showing me Endgame in my head, and it's literally showing me the scene where it's like Thor's on the ground and Captain America picks up his hammer and Thor says, oh, or like, you know, you see all the memes where it's like, that's my bestie, he's worthy, like that kind of stuff. It's like, that's what I mean. It's like there's and the whole thing is Captain America picks up the hammer, which you're not supposed to be able to pick up if you're not Thor, and he uses it against Thanatos, which is very representative of that devil energy, right? So that's what I mean. There's like this battle, the end game going on, and Spirit really needs you to focus on that, because it's talking to you and working with you, and you already know that this happy ending, this new beginning, this new adventure is coming at the end of this whole end game. And you've been so focused on that you're not paying attention to the lessons and everything else that Spirit's trying to teach you through this process. This isn't so much of you refusing a cup that, that's the thing, this isn't so much of that refusing the cup, not looking at it type deal. This is more like Spirit's like, yo, there's a lot of lessons here. There's a lot of things we're trying to teach you. There's a lot of things we're trying to help you with, but you're staying so stuck on this end game. And that's where this unity energy comes in. So it's like your mind and your heart has to say, okay, look, first of all, we're in this right now. Okay, we're in this right now. But we're in this together, mind and heart. We are in this together. And that alone helps build this spiritual energy that helps end this and bring it down. It helps create the doorway that you can walk through. It helps get you these other 3 cups right here. And helps bring you back around to this Fool. I'm just going to put this 4 cups over here for right now. So then, Spirit, are you going to give us a peek at this Fool, like this beginning? Because you gave us the Fool twice, right? So what's up in that? Do you see this? Do you see this? Oh, what's behind the Fool? Another page of cups? Like, Spirit, wait, what is it? That's what I mean. It's like, that's what I'm saying. It's like you already know. You already know what the door is. You already know what this is. You already know. Don't you just love Spirit sometimes? Like, it's just confirmation. It's like you already know. You already know what's in this cup. You already know what this doorway is. You already know what this beginning is. But you are like up here in this battle right now. And it just wants you to be this knight. Like, just keep moving. Let Spirit move you around. Let it talk to you. Let it tell you where to go. Let it tell you what to face. Let it tell you what to do. Just know in your heart and your mind that, yes, this is coming afterwards. Yes, there's that doorway. You know it's there. It exists. You've just got to be unified when it comes to the actual mission. Are you with Spirit or not? Ooh, I like that it just said that. Are you with Spirit or not? Are you unified on being with Spirit or not? Let's get one more. It's the final message coming through about all that. It just said, in the end. Like the end of the movie, the end of the battle, the end of the battle. The end of the battle. The literal end game. Like, this would take place before we get to the Fool, right? Like, the end of the battle. The last sword going in the back. The last thing. This ten of Swords feels very different than what this card usually is kind of vibing with. This just feels like the curtain call. Like, it's done. Like, that's the end. That's it just said, that's all, folks. Like, that's what I mean. It's like, there's, you know exactly what this is. I know Virgos. I know you do. And just want you to hold on to this. Knowing. No. I've been saying that to myself all day. It's like, just know. Just feel it. Just know it. Just be it. Just know. This is that just knowing. 11, 11, 11. There's 3 11s right here. There's also, ooh, okay, thank you, Spirit. That's what I mean. 6 months. November. That's very much falling in that timeline. 11, 11, 11. There is a lot of energy here for like the interesting, the fall. The fall. The fall is in a season, and I feel like the fall of this. Which the fall is always like when we go into more of those winter energies, right? It's like, that's what I mean. There's very much this energy about the fall in general. but you're here. There's kind of a message coming through about the fact of like if you were on a battlefield, literally in the thick of battle, literally firing off shots, literally dealing with swords, literally facing opponents and giants and all kinds of stuff. Can you focus on this stuff while you're in the middle of all of that? Because surely not, right? Not like in that moment. That can't be literally on your mind while you're in this energy here, because that will distract the hell out of you, and that's how you end up in this, though. Like, that's how you end up like this. So you cannot, yeah, you can't be in that. You've got to be in the moment of battle itself. You've got to be where the energy is pushing and moving you. You've got to flow with the spirit. You've got to do what you've got to do. But that's where it's like just knowing that this is coming, right? Knowing that this is here. I like too that these cards, boom, 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 kind of make this L. It's like that foundation of love, which brings me back to these goddesses. It's like, which I would say is very much behind this Fool, very much behind these Page of Cups. You got 2 pages here, you got 2 love goddesses here, you got 2 fools here. Like there's this 2, ooh, nice, yes. There's a 2-2-2 theme here. Yeah, you got 2, you got 2. This is 2, this is 2. Man, that's like a 2-2-2-2. 11, 11, 11. You know, 11 added together equals 2. So again, 2, 2, 2. Woo! That is a lot. And this is telling you in that 6 months that this, oh man, I love it. It's like full on Avengers theme with you guys right now. It's like, man, this is the Endgame movie. This is the Endgame Virgo. Like whatever you were working on, whatever you are still working on, your number one message from Spirit right now is focus on what Spirit is bringing you through, because this is the thick of battle and they need your focus here. But know in your heart and your mind that these energies are coming in after the battle is done, once it ends, once the end game is done. There are lessons that you are learning, and you cannot just focus and sit here and look at these cups. You are needed in battle. Rise up. Learn those lessons. Go get that cup. And it just did. Mortal Kombat just said, and finish it. And finish it. So, wow. I love it. And I feel like that's that Artemis energy coming in. Like, just finish it, right? And Fortuna coming in over here, that's like fortune's on your side type deal, Lady of the Lake, being that super goddess energy with the sword, like, woo, like, y'all, that's what I'm saying. This is like a saga. That's what I just said. This is like a saga. And you are still in the thick of the battle, but it's almost over. But do not focus on these things yet, or you will get super distracted and you will end up like this. You are going to be the person to put these swords into this situation and finish it. So, nice. That's what I got for you, Virgo. Let me know how that resonates for you. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will catch you guys later. Thank you.